you ask God, who do you say that I am? It's a question I've been asking for probably 20 or 30 years. What do you say of me? Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to speak to somebody right now, what your family thinks of you doesn't matter. What your ex thinks of you doesn't matter. What your kids think of you doesn't matter. What your grandkids think of you doesn't matter. In fact, it's not even your business to care about what they think of you. This one's going to hit home for a few people because it took me a while to realize this. What you think of yourself does not matter. It's irrelevant. Somebody made this cup to hold a drink. It's got iced tea in it or lemonade. Do you think what this cup thinks of itself matters? This cup can have a bad day and be like, oh, I'm just an ashtray. No, you're a cup. Might have a really good day and say, you know what? I'm a vase. No, still no, you're a cup. But you know who determines what this cup is? The designer. It's all about original intent and design. God made you, so your opinion of yourself doesn't matter. How unworthy Moses felt didn't matter. Didn't matter. God said, this is what I've called you to do. This is what you're going to do. I was the one that set you apart. I was the one that had you placed in the basket of reeds. I was the one that had the daughter of Pharaoh rescue you. I was the one that made sure you grew up in the house of Pharaoh. I was the one that trained you. I was the one where you would know the language and have the family connections with the house of Pharaoh. I did all that. I was the one that was with you when you killed the slave driver. I was the one that led you into Midian and gave you a wife. I was the one that was with you during the years in the back part of the desert. And now I appear to you in a burning bush and I say, this is who I am and this is who you are. Again, this is why dreams are so important. Because if we can trust the source of the information and we can know that information comes from God, that dreams come from God, then we can realize God is speaking to me about purpose and destiny. I've had some dreams that have marked my life. Some of them have been about high-level leaders that I'm consulting with or working with. Those are incredible, incredible dreams that I value very much. Why? Because I feel at home in those dreams. Because I feel like, yes, there's a part of me that wants to maybe somehow believe that possibly part of this dream is true. Where do you think that dream came from? You know the difference between a pauper and a prince? One thing, mindset. A pauper is taught the entire time, you're an orphan. If you want to eat, it's up to you. You got to go steal an apple a day or you're not going to eat. You got to look out for yourself. Whereas a prince has all the food laid out before him, has his clothes laid out before him, is bathed every day. He doesn't wake up and say, oh my gosh, I wonder if they paid the electric bill in the castle today. He doesn't even think about that. But you know what they train him? They teach him to say, you have to govern these people and you have to take care of these people and you have to understand the ways of agriculture and the ways of warfare and how to govern and how to lead and how to create treaties with the nations around you. And his entire mindset is about the calling on his life. What if God called you to do something that defies your family history? What if nobody in your family graduated from high school and God's called you to be a college professor or God's called you to be a serial entrepreneur or an inventor? What if you're somebody like Madam C.J. Walker? Her parents were on plantations. They were slaves in America. She is one generation removed. She was the daughter of slaves in the United States. She had a problem with eczema. She prayed and said, God, how do I clear my skin? And he said, take these plants and mix them together. She did. It worked. She says, oh my gosh, this could, maybe I could make some money doing this. She created, I think it was the very first cosmetics company in America. And she was the first woman of any color to become a millionaire in the United States. First woman ever. How incredible is that? That's amazing. A dream. But here's the thing. God begins to speak to you in your dreams and tell you who you are and tell you what your purpose and your destiny is. You know why? Because a lot of us think we're an ashtray and we're not. We're a cup. Some people need to be humble. They think they're a vase. They're not. They're a cup. But what's most important is that we get in touch with the Heavenly Father and say, what do you say of me? What do you say I am?